Hyperlinks can be a very important part of any RoboHelp project. If you're going to be generating your project using WebHelp or FlashHelp like we are, for example, this can be very important because people will be viewing your projects using a browser. So in this lesson, we're going to talk about the different types of links you can create here in a project. For example, if you want your users to be able to quickly jump from one help topic to another, you might create a standard link. Or if you want them to be able to access web addresses, like a website or a resource, for example, you might want to create a web address link. Or if you need them to contact someone via email, you can create an email link that is automatically going to start the end user's mail system, like Outlook, for example, and send an email to a recipient that they specify. You can even create links to multimedia files, PDFs, Word documents, and so on. So let's continue working with our How to Use LDC Flash project here. And let's just go to a different topic. We'll click the Getting Started plus sign to expand it, and double-click Memberships to go to that topic. And right away you can see in the first sentence we could create an external link to lynda.com by using the text that's already there. As we scroll through this topic, we read about the different memberships, and maybe we want to add a link at the very end of this paragraph. So we'll click down there and press Enter a couple of times, and maybe add some text that will turn into a link. So let's add the following. Get more info in the Managing Your Account section. There we go. So we have our text. Let's create the link now. And this will be a standard link because it's going to take us to a different help topic. So we'll just click and drag across. And one way to create a hyperlink is to use the toolbar. So if you look at your toolbar, you'll probably see here we have a linking toolbar, and the first button looks like a globe with a chain link. That's for inserting or editing existing hyperlinks. We'll click that and it opens up the hyperlink dialog. So at the top we could type in an address. No, that's not what we want. We actually want to go to a different topic. So down below we're going to select a destination by clicking the drop down. There's Managing Your Account right there. And you can see there's different topics. Let's go to the first one. That's a good place to take people, and then they can go through the other topics if they need to. So with that selected, we'll click OK, and suddenly we've created a link. So we'll just click anywhere in the topic to deselect to see that it's even formatted like a hyperlink with blue and underlining. All right, let's go back to the top here and select lynda.com. So click and drag across just lynda.com like so. And there is a keyboard shortcut for creating hyperlinks. It's Control-K. Control-K opens up the same window we just saw, but in this case we're not going to a different destination topic. We're going to go to an external site, and that's where in the very top field we're going to type www.lynda.com. Now we do have some options for this website. Will it be displayed in the frame, so right there in our help system, or in an auto-sizing pop-up or a custom size pop-up? For now we're going to leave it at the default right in the frame, click OK, and when we deselect it too is a link. All right, so let's save up all our changes, clicking the Save All button. And we're ready to regenerate this now. So we'll go down to FlashHelp, our primary layout, and double-click. We'll accept all the defaults by clicking Save and Generate. And just give it a second to regenerate, and then we'll view the results by clicking View Result. This launches our default browser. If you see the warning message and it's preventing ActiveX controls and scripts from running, just go ahead and click that. Allow the block content and click Yes. You'll see what it really looks like as a Flash help system. Very cool. All right, let's go to memberships now, because we know there are a couple of links there, including the one that says Get More Info in the Managing Your Account section. If we click that, notice it takes us directly to Changing Plans under Managing Your Account. Very nice. All right, let's go back to memberships and test out the external link, lynda.com. When we click that, you can see we're actually going to be viewing an external website right here inside our help system. How cool is that? And of course we can go back to any topic we want just by clicking it in the navigation pane. So we'll close up our browser and return to RoboHelp, where we have saved our changes, we've created some hyperlinks, and we're ready to move on.